Okay, so while I had a break in the airwaves, I wanted to give this particular video its just due. So let me run in on this because of Angelina last night was a little bit much and I didn't get a chance to fully review it like I wanted to review it. So let's go.
I see why Kai loves these crackers. Good, yes. You know, Iman, a little bit about myself, which you may have never guessed, but I remember when I used to smoke many, many years ago. And I found myself gaining a lot of weight because I just had the munchies. You understand what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Okay, so the first thing I saw with this was I felt like it was cap. I didn't think that Angelina actually really, really and truly smoked at any time at all. All right, what I will say is that yes, when you smoke herb, you do get the munchies. It's one of the effects of it that you tend to be very, very hungry. However, I don't know about people gaining weight. Most smokers that I know in my lifetime, they've never gained weight. What they tend to do is lose weight. In fact, as we are saying in Jamaica, they maga down and get very skinny. Extremely skinny. I mean, lots of weight, lots of muscle fat, all of that. So I've never really heard about this. So it was capping for me. Let's keep rocking.
How about you?
Ever made you stop?
Well, I prefer to look great than to have the extra weight, so.
I get that. Nah, I don't be having a problem with my weight. Man.
Well, I wouldn't guess that, but what I will say is, when you came in, there's a, they have blunt spray and things like this, cologne, things that you could use.
Yeah.
You are very pungent, if that's the correct term that I could use.
He's very pungent. Okay, that's a weird term to be used. I think Christopher kind of mentioned it. He's very pungent. I mean, I haven't used that word in like a long time. Let me make sure I understand the word that she's trying to use. She's very pungent. So he's having a sharp smell. Okay, so his scent is very sharp. Is what you're saying? Is highlighted. I guess that's the meaning of pungent. His scent is very sharp and steady. Well, I mean, you do have that with weed smokers. They've always had a pungent smell. If you want to use that term. You know, since we're gonna. I mean, come on now. I guess we could say that Angelina has a very pungent characteristic, basically. You know what I mean? I think we could use the word pungent, basically, on that. You know what I mean? Like her hair seems to have very pungent points. You know, her attire and demeanor seems to be very quite, pungent as well. No words. Let's keep rocking. Interesting word, pungent.
I don't know. I guess it just never bothered me. Anything I do in front of my mama.
I understand, but this, since the baby lives here, I don't want to be able to have any problems with his father saying anything to Shayla, because once again, smelling like smoke is it's just not becoming of a gentleman.
Okay, I'm gonna say this. I respect her for actually saying what's on her mind. I'm gonna make sure I give credit to that. I do respect her for saying what's on her mind. What she's saying, I respect her for, telling me exactly how she feels. The problem with it though is that Iman pays the bills, and when you pay the bills as a man, you tend not to be able to take any ish from anybody at all, namely Angelina. You're not going to take it. You're just not going to take it because why should you take it? I mean, after all, you're paying the bills for all of this, So.
Yeah, that's you. You've always been so kind and so nice, so I just figured I would just share with you that you and all of your glory, being Iman Shumpert, you just would not walk around smelling like a pound.
Mom.
No, that's the thing. It's okay. I think you're forgetting that, our business, why I do this. Like, it's not just, I don't want you to think it's just a thing to do. Like, I actually had to endure a lot of surgeries, like surgery on my finger, surgery on my wrist.
It's for medicinal purposes.
I mean, it helps me. I don't like weaning myself off of, any type of pills, and they, You know, they kind of feed you that
So-
from the doctor.
Okay, so let's kind of clear up what Iman is saying. Iman uses it sometimes for medicinal purposes, sometimes for relaxing, sometimes for different things. He uses it for different reasons, and he does have a chance and a right to do so. You know, back in the days, we used to criticize, people who smoked, in Jamaica. But then as you grow older, you kind of realize that it's not really what it is. The narrative around it is very, very, negative. But it does have its positivity to it, based on how you use it. So, and I've kind of seen it myself. We do, what is it now? Ganja and rum. And if you put that in a bottle and ferment it, it actually is very, very good for cold. So there are many different uses for it. And I think Iman is alluding to that at this point in time.
Prescription-based stuff, and my choice is to, recover how I recover.
Right. But I think I'm hearing a lot of excuses here.
No,
That's
you
really
hear-
what I'm hearing.
you
I'm
hearing
hearing
how I
you
make
saying,
money.
no, you make money selling this stuff? Is that what you're saying?
Like I have
He
an
has a whole
actual
business.
brand. This is an actual.
Oh, I had, but do you have to partake and do you smoke more than you
don't.
make? Like, how does that all?
I
How does
don't
that work?
have to.
Now, this was where she started to get over the top, where she started to get into it. You see, even after him explain himself and him explain exactly why I'm doing things, even though he didn't have to, right? But she was being forward and we're giving her a point. That's now where Angelina goes. Angelina doesn't have a stopping point. That's always Angelina. So in other words, she don't have a, let me ask two questions and you know what, based on the answers I'm receiving, you know what, I'm going to take that for what it is. It's almost like she doesn't want to take the answer she's getting, but of course, this is what Shayla is anyway. Yeah. This is where Shayla gets all of that thing from that she always has, where she's just extremely pushy and she's awkward socially. She's getting that from her mom. That's what's going on.
Don't have to. I think I'm able to do okay.
Okay, I'm just asking.
I'm able to
simply
cover.
asking.
I'm able to cover the bills that I have.
Well, had you ever thought that maybe just being high all the time isn't a good look just for a professional job?
Really, Mom?
Okay, so she's trying to make Iman into the man she wants him to be for her daughter. And no, that's where we draw the line again, because you can't do that. You just can't. Like my father or mother couldn't try to make a woman into what they want her to be. The woman comes as she is. It's either you're going to take her as she is or not. If you're not, then go on about your business. It's either you love what she's taking to the table. If you don't like what she's bringing to the table, you can just carry on. It's as simple as that. And I'm going to say the same thing for Angelina. So I see why she was a bit disrespectful and stepping over a lot of boundaries and the lines. I felt that she was really and truly out of pocket. But just stay tuned for part 2 because I think something else going to happen to her. Don't do. Because the woman never stops. It's just as simple as that. But hey, let's run into part 2. I'm going to talk to you all soon. Like, share, comment, subscribe on this one. Bye-bye.